Anacondas and Pythons by Zoe. Dedicated to my teacher, Mrs. Weber. Introduction. Slithery, smooth, no limbs. These unique features belong to the snake family. That gives you a hint that this book is going to be about snakes, specifically the anaconda and python. Did you know the anaconda is the largest snake in the world? Did you know that pythons can live up to nearly 30 years? This book is full of mind-blowing facts about these two snake families. Pythons hang out in trees and wait for prey to graze on grass below them. Anacondas wait for prey in the Amazon River. Habitat. Pythons like grasslands, woodlands, swamps, rocky outcrops, dunes, and shrubs, so they live primarily in the warm, wet climates of Asia, Africa, Oceania, and Australia. Anacondas live in the South American rivers. One of them is the Amazon River. You can definitely tell both pythons and anacondas like warm and wet climates. Due to encroachment on their habitats, many anaconda and python species are on the International Union of Conservation of Nature's red list as threatened species. Anacondas live in and around the Amazon River. Two of the places where pythons live are Australia and Africa. Body, age, and weight. The winners of the largest snakes were an anaconda and python. The longest anaconda ever recorded was at least 28 feet long with a girth of 44 inches. The longest python is measured to be 33 feet long. That's even longer than a school bus. The anaconda was the winner of mass and the python was the winner of length. You might think just because anacondas are bigger means they live longer, but that is not the case. They actually live much shorter than the python. They can live up to 3 to 4 years, while the python can live up to nearly 30 years. Did you know? Female pythons and anacondas are larger than males. It is the same with most other snakes too. What's for lunch? Anacondas crave wild pigs, deer, caiman birds, fish, rodents, and other delicious animals. Pythons munch on shrews, mice, small birds, amphibians, and fish. A lot of people are afraid of these snakes because they think that they can eat humans whole, but it takes a lot of energy to squeeze something to death, and a human wouldn't be so easy to catch and squeeze, so it happens very rarely. How do you catch food? Snakes do not have ears, so they can't hear prey coming, but they can feel the vibration through the ground. Pythons are good climbers and will hang out in a tree for days, waiting for an animal to graze on grass below them. Then they drop down on top of them. Anacondas can hide themselves in the water. Their Greek name, Anacondas, means good swimmer, and eat a whole caiman. Both snakes wrap themselves tightly around their prey and squeeze in order to kill it. Every time the animal exhales, the snake squeezes harder so the animal can no longer take a breath and suffocates, or its heart can no longer beat. Once the snake senses the heartbeat slows down and stops, it eats the prey whole. The larger the meal, the longer it takes to digest, so the snake may only need to eat 3 or 4 times a year. Anaconda hiding itself in the water. Adaptations. Both snakes are in fact nocturnal. While the python is a forest dweller, the anaconda is primarily in and around the water. Both snakes have adapted for better hunting. The snake's jaw tendons have adapted to being super flexible in order to swallow huge animals. The anaconda's trachea has adapted to stick out further to breathe while eating big animals because it's hard to breathe while eating big animals. Anacondas have adapted to hunting extremely well in the water. They can hold their breath for 10 minutes. The anaconda's trachea has adapted to stick out further to breathe while eating big animals because it's hard to breathe while eating big animals. Anacondas have adapted to hunting extremely well in the water. They can hold their breath for 10 minutes. And the anaconda's eyes and nasal openings are higher up on their head than most snakes, so they breathe and see prey while its body is hidden under the murky water. Most snakes, including pythons, have poor eyesight. However, the ball python have adapted to see extremely well in the dark. Most pythons have what is called infrared heat-sensing vision and can sense even the tiniest amounts of heat from prey. Offspring. Pythons are egg layers. The eggs are mostly wet, so the mother sticks them together in a huge ball, maybe to make it easier to care for them. Pythons can lay from 20 to 100 eggs at a time. When the eggs get too cold, she tightens her muscles to shiver around the eggs, making them warmer. Most snakes abandon their eggs before they even hatch, but python moms stick around for a week or so. After that, the hatchlings are on their own. Now anacondas, on the other hand, give birth to live young. The young are attached to a yolk sac and surrounded by a transparent membrane, not a shell, as they develop in their mom. She leaves right after they're born. The hatchlings know by instinct what to do. Predator of the predator. Anacondas and pythons are not only predators. When they're juveniles, they have a lot of animals that want to eat them. Anacondas, within their first 2 years of life, have predators such as crab-eating foxes, tegu lizards, and crested caracas. Also, larger green anacondas have been known to kill and eat juveniles. Young pythons may be attacked or eaten by a variety of birds, wild dogs, hyenas, large frogs, insects, spiders, and even other snakes. As a youngster, they're pretty much dinner for everybody. How many species? There are 4 species of anacondas. The green anaconda is the largest anaconda, 15 feet. Yellow anaconda, 14.4 feet. Dark spotted anaconda, 9 feet. And the Beanie or Bolivian anaconda is about 15 feet long. Python species include the Burmese python, 23 feet, spotted python, 5 feet, and the ball python, 3 to 5 feet. These are just 3 out of the 57 species of python. Can snakes eat us? In 2014, a Discovery Channel Eaten Alive did a video of a guy who's trying to get eaten by a green anaconda. He's basically hurting the anaconda by doing this. Anacondas and a lot of other snakes kill their prey before they eat it, so she will not eat the man alive. He's also trying to get people scared of the poor snakes. Pythons are not poisonous either. It's very sad what we are doing to these snakes. So when you see a snake, remember that if you don't bother them, they will not bother you either. Conclusion. Now you know more facts about anacondas and pythons. Also, make sure you don't harm these reptiles and always keep your distance. I hope that you will help protect not just these snakes, but every snake. And just remember, snakes are good, not bad.